We are on to the Rift, all loaded up with our Week 8 matchup. We have York against Bar, our number 2 and our number 3, tied for third teams going at it here. We have Jin in the top lane for BAR. The K-Man is a beast in the jungle. Hamlet mid. Ezreal at AD, but not on Ezreal. You got to remember that, Keck. He's on Twitch. Applause on Galio after 5 bans.
Sneaky little rat.
Chicken delivery for York University in the top lane. We have Flare Pyre in the jungle. Luigi Mash mid. Laser King at AD. And Oleros in the bot lane. Some familiar names here.
And they're gonna get that ward. Looks like was it Bar Esports on the blue side? They're gonna find that invade and they're gonna stop that free ward. And they're gonna get some early intel. They're gonna see Flare Pie on the top side.
And will it be an opposite start here? Is it going to be Kindred at her red and Zach at his red is what I wonder?
Yeah, as we see here, some early shenanigans from both sides. They're trying to do their best to track where the jungler is starting. So, as you see here, the bot lane Jinx was able to get a ward over the dragon pit into the ward behind the dragon, the red wall.
And I think Hamlet may have just doubled down and warded on the red. I saw Zilean walk up to that wall, but I didn't get to see, and I can hardly tell with the icons over it. But my big question here is, will they spot Zach? Okay, yeah, you see that is Hamlet's ward. So 2 wards to figure out where Zach is. So they will be able to watch him, and they'll see I think they'll see that the Raptors didn't move. If that ward can see the Raptors, they'll know the Raptors didn't move, and they can assume if they saw him walk downwards that he is going to be on the blue side with no Raptors. They will also know he was at 4 CS when you walk down there, so given his CS amount, the next time they spot him, they can judge how many camps he took. And yeah, like you said, intel on Zach early, and we'll have to see if they can play around that.
In general, it's just greedy to take Raptors as a second camp, because most jungle clears, you need to either incorporate Krugs or Gromp into your first 3 camps, because those are the camps that you must do so that you can get level 3 by 3 camps. So, seeing that Zach ended up skipping the Raptors, did red buff, went straight to blue, and is doing Gromp right now. That's how he can get to level 3. And here we go, taunt from the Shen onto Renekton, but he does not realize that Kindred is here. Kindred's going to drop the E onto the Shen, but forces the Shen to flash into his turret over the wall.
K-Man thought about it. I swear he thought about flash following, but that wall is so thick with 2 Cs that it may have been a flash fail, so he doesn't. And that was Chicken Delivery using taunt while Kindred clearing bot to top, so if Chicken Delivery knows that 250 top gank timing, he wouldn't have taunted there, so...
I think that's just really aggressive laning for no reason, because this isn't solo queue, this is competitive lane. You know that your jungler is bot side, so why are you taking that risk? Like, you have no idea where Kindred is, and they have full awareness of where your Zac is. Why are you forcing an aggressive trade with your taunt like that?
I agree with you, Keck, but just results in the flash, so we'll have to see if Kindred revisits to claim her bounty. And as we see her getting the marked crab, the top side, so winning the coin flip on Kindred, right?
Mm-hmm.
Getting that crab, that's really good. Trading crabs is Zach, so no double crab. And I wonder if Kindred will look for an invade now as we see pings going near the Raptors. She will cross over a ward, so they do see her.
Looks like Zach was trying to play towards the bot side, looking for something cheesy here, looking for a possible gank, but it looks like he has been dissuaded. Padding up towards his wolves, possibly. And Kindred's up here just doing some counter juggling for themselves. I'm not sure. Kindred's a 2-person deity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, themselves. There we go.
Oh, themselves. Good job. I called her.
Yeah.
But I think the bot lane for BAR knew Zach was on the bottom quadrant. Until now, as they're kind of committing to the push, we saw them playing back and kind of letting Jinx hit the wave. But now their wave is in a pretty awkward spot. But Zach is recalling, so they should be fine. We see Applause deep warding on Gromp right as it comes up. Did you see that, Keck?
I
really
did.
Nicely timed ward. Probably will spot the Zach. And that's a great place to spot Zach, by the way, because you know he's going to gank from the wall. He's not going to walk into river, so you should be finding them. And what do you know, that camp is actually marked, so Kindred is going to want to get there, but probably will not be able to anytime soon. So they will spot Zach out and know that he is, again, bot side. And I think this could be a window for Kindred to look top lane, but Kindred recalling as the K-Man is a beast is low on HP and mana.
And I actually want to touch on that ward again that you talked about with the Galio putting it over that Gromp wall. That's actually just really good proactive laning coming from Bar Esports here.
Yeah.
Like, this is not just a bot lane thing, this is just a laning thing in general. When your lanes have prio like this, when they're shoving in, it's just really important for your laners to just roam around getting a deep ward in. Because this way it helps the team as a whole track the jungler location. Because this helps the lanes dictate whether they can play aggressive, whether they have to play farther back. Also helps the jungler dictate his own pathing and what lanes he can play towards. So as we can see here, like they saw that Gromp, that Zach was doing his Gromp, so that allowed Renekton to start a slow push here, so he can start making a play with Kindred. And so that's what they're looking for, but they might be a little slow on this play here, but this is what they're going for. Renekton starting a slow push. If we look at the top side,
It will go top. It should go top soon. Here it is.
And Shen's going to have to be forced to haunt out. He's taking a tower shot. Zach is here for the counter kick. Elastic Slingshot is going to find two. He's going to force the flash out of Kindred. Renekton's going to pop the Dominance, looking for some return damage onto Flare Power Zach here. Shen's going to pop the W, dodge some auto attacks, but it looks like Gin might be looking for a dive. Flash W onto Shen. First blood going over to Kindred here, and Zach's path is going to be popped as well. Self-division is going to be popping to 4, but Zach might be going down as well. Kindred and Renekton fighting for the second kill, and Gin is going to find himself with his first kill of the game.
It looked so promising for Flare Power with the counter gank, getting Kindred down to like a dozen HP, but at the end of the day, you had to overextend into a level 6 Renekton. You cannot 2v2 a level 6 Renekton. It looks that ugly every time. Great job on Jin, understanding there's a lot of things you got to think about before you flash on a Shen under tower. Does he have taunt? Does he have W? Can he block the autos? Jin running calculations in his head before hard committing for the kill a piece on your Renekton and Kindred. And I gotta mention, getting that flash down on Shen earlier ended up paying off amazingly. So great job from BAR on that topside play.
And I think Flare Power just kind of went a little bit too deep. Like, that counter gank went pretty well. Once they got the Kindred flash, once they started running away, you just back off. That was already a one fight there. I think they just bit off more than they can chew.
But he got her down to 1, and then she flashed away, and he probably paced at her for like 2 steps before turning around, and that may have been the difference. But he got her to 1. It was so close, but you're probably right, Keck. A bit over-aggressive.
It looks like Luigi Mash is going to find 2 people that he doesn't want to find yet. Shen Ultimate's going to come down. Zach is looking for a pick. He finds the Q onto the Galio, but Galio's just going to be sped up by his good old mid lane buddy, Zilean.
And now the question to me is, you have Renekton who's going to get borked before Shen completes any meaningful item. How do you use that to win the game? Do you get early Herald? We see Kindred, I think, soloing Drake here. And to me, getting this Drake on Kindred is so important because it shifts the game to the top half of the map for 5 minutes. Now the only neutral on the map after this goes down is going to be Herald. Not to mention that top turret's already pretty low, and it makes it really easy for Kindred to know where to go. It will also attract Zach there, and we saw how that 2v2 goes. So Flare Power, I think he knows this. He's clearing his bot camps. Probably will head top, and they lose that 2v2. So the K-Man is a beast, setting up a winning situation for Boosted Animals Reborn.
I think what they have to do here is just try to mitigate as much of the deficit as they can here. Because they have the Echo, they have the Jinx, they can play the Scaling Cup, they have the frontline champions. They have to remember that their win condition is to just play around like the Jinx hyper, like passive popping off, and just looking for strong team fights. And they have to do their best to just try to avoid like letting their carries get as fed as possible. And Zach is looking for an Elastic Slingshot onto 2. The Lux Ultimate is going to find 2 as well. And that's going to be a kill going onto Ezreal here. The Kindred Ultimate was a little too late. And it looks like there's going to be some action in the mid lane here thanks to Director Tool, but I think the bot lane fight is going to end as well.
And Laser King on Jinx, York University punching back. And Keck, I was completely wrong about the pathing of either jungler. I think they both wanted to path bot to top, but saw that there's some tension in the bot lane. I agree Zach should go down there and play through the Jinx like you just mentioned. I'm not so sure about the Kindred because she could be playing in this matchup. So at the end of the day, it looked like Twitch was just outside of the Kindred ulti, and Jinx Rocket sniped him. But great job by York University to punch back here, get Jinx on the board, and not to mention the farm lead. She has now there's a realistic winning condition for York University as well as Boost Animals Reborn. And yeah, we're looking at it again. Ezreal taking the Lux ult and the Jinx ult. We saw he healed as the Rocket was on his way because he didn't have enough time to get into the Kindred ult, but it wasn't enough. Just the ultimates from the bot laners, you don't really factor that damage in, but it's really a lot. And now I think it's topside time for Kindred. No more bot lane shenanigans. He's going to say, Twitch and Galio, you're chilling. Stack your tier. And Kindred looking for Herald, I believe, already.
Yeah, I don't know if we were watching too much of mid lane so far this game. But we were just like seeing Echoes doing his best to be aggressive towards the Zilean. And most of the time it was just like Zilean just kind of laughing at him and just throwing bombs at him. It's like,
yeah.
Nice aggression, buddy. I'm just going to throw a bomb at you. It's like,
yeah, Echo is not the scariest assassin pre like 2 items or at least 1 item. So Zilean with the overall lane advantage, Echo kind of just chucks Qs and chugs potions for the early game, and once he gets a proto belt, he'll actually be able to kind of match the wave clear and have some space, but until then.
Let's see. And it looks like Kindred is starting that Rift Herald now. They are doing it solo.
I feel like she's been on it for 3 days. Like, I saw her jumping around over there a long time ago, maybe a reset or something, but it does go down now.
Was there even an announcer that went? Okay, I mean, we see the timer, it went down, but there wasn't even an announcer.
Like, yeah, I thought I heard it. Like,
we heard it go down, but there was no indication.
Oh, and we have Bork into Tabbies and Cinderhulk. Not ideal for the Shen.
Okay, so we see the Zac is continually trying to put pressure on this bot lane here. He already knows that top lane is kind of a lost cause here at this point because the Renekton does have the Blade of the Ruined King. Right. Shen is just kind of going to cry. you have 2 meat shields like Zac and Shen. Both are stacking HP against the Renekton, who has a Blade of the Ruined King. I think you kind of just say, no, I don't want to. We don't fight. We don't fight that.
I definitely agree, especially with Herald down now and Drake coming up in a minute. Now the focus should be a bit more on bot side, so even more reason for Zac to be down there. Kindred, on the other hand, does go top and get Herald, but otherwise hasn't punished the Shen any further. Actually looking mid on Echo.
And Zilean's going to use his Hextech GLP to get the slowdown, but he's unable to get the bomb.
So we see 25 seconds until Drake, and what does Kindred do? She visits mid and just helps the Zilean push.
Shen is actually going to taunt into Renekton here, and I don't think he wants to take that trade. Okay, and the Herald's going to be dropped down mid from Kindred here. They're just going to look for some plates here, Kindred and Zilean here, and they're both going to get some plate gold. Turret plating is going to go down in 30 seconds here, so it's a good time that they get some plate gold.
So a bit of a split focus here from the Kindred, taking Herald mid and looking Drake when she could have been playing topside, and I don't disagree. I think Drake is really important. BAR got the first one. Jhin is happy to chip at the turret alone here. He maybe doesn't even need assistance. And
but Kindred is looking for a play here onto the Lux here. She pops the red smite on him. And Aluros is going to get the Shen ultimate. Shen is coming down. Lux ultimate going onto the Zilean. Zilean's going to have to pop the ultimate to resurrect. But the Galio finds a taunt onto 2. Here comes Echo on the backline. Has to pop the ultimate to survive, but he's going to be blown up by Galio as well. Multiple stun from the Zilean finds 4. Shen is going to have to force the flash out, and Zac is going to try to find some CC as well. But the Twitch ultimate is trying to find lots of... And another Zilean double bond finds 2 stuns, and the Twitch is going to get a double kill for himself. Huge team fight for Bar Esports.
Those Zilean bombs were absolutely massive. Multiple stuns, multiple AoE. Watch as we see the red team funnel out of this choke here. But they want to fight near the proximity of their turret and trade. But we see that huge Zilean bomb, and here comes another one shortly. Jinx knows she can ulti, so she flashes away, looks, wants an auto, and man, she has poison stacks on her. Just absolutely punished for even thinking about being that jungle quadrant. So what BAR ended up doing, is bringing their Bork Renekton to the Drake and just bully stomping the fight right outside of York University's turret. And they end up with multiple kills and Drake number 2.
Yeah, this game is that Zillion, those Zillion bombs are spicy.
Those Zillion bombs were spicy. And this game might be out of control for York University here.
Something I really do like about what Zillion, what Hamlet's doing here is that he opted for a Glacial Augment build with the Hextech GLP. That's something I really do like about what Zillion players do, because like that Glacial Augment with the GLP gives you a free auto slow. That gives you a free double bomb, because they're just so slow that you really just can't miss the double bomb unless they path in a way that's like just so unpredictable. Like if most of the time, like people want to path away from you when you use the GLP to slow them, but they have to literally run towards your team to avoid getting CC. But at that point, they're inting their positioning.
Yes,
which is what I really like about that rune setup.
So with Zillion, he's a setup bot. He has multiple slows. He has an AoE stun on top of the res and a decent bit of damage too. Definitely say I like that build as well.
Now we see here, like if you are York Esports, you see you guys are like pretty far behind. You see a really fed Renekton. You see a Zillion that seems to be able to land his double bombs. The Twitch just got a double kill in the last one. He finished his mana immune. He's starting to scale up pretty hard as well. What's the win con? What's the way back into this game?
For me, it's just Jinx as the champion and getting her to 3 to 4 items here. It could be a win condition. If you can get boosted Animals Reborn to teamfight 5v5 you, then you can get a lot of value out of champions like Zac and Lux as well on top of the Jinx in a teamfight situation. The only thing is, I think BAR is going to look to split, but that kind of plays into the Shen.
And we're looking for an elastic slingshot from Zac here. Oh, but Kindred here's with the response onto the Shen in the top lane here. Kindred's going to just blow up Shen. Like I thought Shen was a tank.
Not when Kindred is this far ahead, I guess. She must be hitting her marks, and when you're into a Renekton and you get your lane visited to twice, so once for your flash, once to dive you in 2v2, then yeah, you're going to have a really bad Shen game.
This might be a solo kill here for Hamlet. Okay, Luigi Mess is going to force the burn the convergence, and he's just going to run away. But that was a really close fight there.
Yeah, really close. I thought maybe Luigi Match would stick around and try and get the kill after the ult goes down, but wisely he runs down, and Kindred was right above him, but...
Looking to see some aggression here in the bot lane. Some good damage going on to Ezreal here on his Twitch.
And Kindred and Renekton taking... wait a second.
But Ezreal's looking for something cheesy here. With the Halo Blades, he's going to pop his ultimate. Galio ultimate coming down as well. Lux ultimate as well. Lots of damage here. The Jinx Mega Death Rocket's going to barely hit Ezreal here. Oh, and the Zinx W is going to find the last hit onto Ezreal's Twitch.
Yeah,
4 people in the bot lane.
Pretty unnecessary to open up there as Twitch. Your Kindred is getting, as we see, you're chunked a good bit. And yeah, the Galio Shield's going to come in, but you're making a 2v2 play when your Kindred is topside, so all it takes is Zac just being there, and yeah, Shen comes as well to kind of turn that play. Meanwhile, look how strong your Kindred and Renekton are on the top side. That's where you should be looking to get your advantage.
Oh, and Renekton, with that Blade of the Ruin King, his W just does so much damage. And Galio is going to go in, finds a taunt onto 2, and Aileros is the one that has the turret aggression, but the turret is still hitting them back. Aileros unable to find a kill, but man, was he close.
Yeah, trading Ignite for heal is applause, and now we got Twitch pulling up.
Oh, but Twitch is going to look for a cheesy kill as well. Taunt onto the Jinx here, and then they're going to find the kill onto Jinx. Double bump onto the Lux. Oh, that's a double kill going over Twitch. Maybe the bot lane of York might have just been a bit too far up.
Yeah, and I think just taking that turret, their eyes were a little wide there, and when you're staying for these autos, it simply just means you die. You probably could have crashed that wave and walk away.
Oh, and again with the beautiful sidestep that dodged the Shen taunt. The subtle things.
The subtle things. For sure. But overall, about a 8k gold lead for Boosted Animals Reborn. They had the first 2 Drakes, first 2 Heralds. I think.
Yeah, and looks like it's going to be a third dragon going over to Bar Esports.
And if they get this Ocean Soul, it's GG unless Jinx can get to like 6 items, maybe 5 or something like that. But it's probably GG if they get this Ocean Soul. Not going to beat around the bush here. That soul is pretty broken.
And Jinx W is going to miss Zillion, but Zillion is fighting with no mana. All those crits coming from Jinx, the Lux ultimate is not going to find its mark, and the Lux binding also not going to be able to hit Ezreal's Twitch.
I feel like Hamlet was asleep at the wheel there or something, or like his cat walked across his keyboard because he was just standing there and then like kind of walked at Jinx.
Shen with the flank goes to the top, but is unable to find anybody here. Galio goes in and finds a taunt onto Lux, but no fight here is going to erupt. Looking like a disengage coming in from York University.
Yeah, and this ARAM might be good for York University, and I don't always think 5 mid is the way to go, but when you're playing Jinx, Zac, Shen, you know, tanks and Jinx, this is kind of what your comp wants to do, and we see them breaking mid open, and they want to stay grouped in team fight. It's up to Boosted Animals Reborn to either split the map or create a favorable situation where they can combo abilities like Zillion double bombs into a Twitch opening, into double undying, something like that.
And so we're looking at some shenanigans in the top side. Renekton's looking for prey. And Zillion's doing some death push bombs, I guess?
Yeah, and we see the Shen bot side kind of creating some pressure, so that's a timer. We might see some recalls coming out for Boosted Animals Reborn. Someone's going to want to pick that wave up. And whoever it is probably someone they want to prioritize getting income on. And that Shen is just a nice way to alleviate some pressure by always having someone in the side lane that can also report to a fight if they need to.
I also wanted to point out that Shen looks like he's starting to build a Titanic Hydra after he already has a Sunfire cape.
Yeah, so doubling up on wave clear, which is probably less efficient for combat, is what you're saying?
As a Shen main, that kind of bugs me, because like, I feel like you don't need to get double wave clear.
Yeah.
Especially since you are already like losing that 1v1 in the side lane. Like,
and a Bramble could maybe
a
be
Bramble
the
Vest could do you wonders right
yeah.
now.
And a Baron Sneak. Snacked right away.
Was it really a sneak, or was it just like, we want it, we take it, you guys have
I
no
dare you to
business
walk into
coming.
us.
We dare you. We double dare you.
Probably a bit of both.
Like, they probably go like, yo, Ultra, yo 5v5 us Baron.
Yeah.
You won't.
I wouldn't. And how the timeline is really dark for York here, because you have Baron, and in 2 minutes you have Soul, and then 5 minutes after that it's Elder. And one of these occasions, York's going to have to find a way to win a fight.
Yeah, because right now, Bar Esports can just play the slow pace game. They can just play for the soul, get the guaranteed win con. Because right now, they have, what is that? A 10k gold lead at 23 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
They have roughly, what is that? They have 33% more gold.
That's a
than their
lot.
counterpart. And in League of Legends, that's a lot of gold. Like, if you think about it percentage-wise. Oh, and here we go. Apostle's looking for a taunt onto Flare by Zac here. Finds the double bomb from Zillion. Forces the cellular division, and I don't think that blob is going to get out.
And what we saw BAR do there was they pushed mid, and as soon as they saw Jinx wave clear mid, they all walked together with the scanner. Watch this. Everybody do this at home. It's so easy. Push mid. Walk into jungle. You put down wards. You clear wards. Oh, look, you find a Zac. Free Drake. Push mid. When they send someone to answer it, you have man advantage in the jungle. Walk in with the scanner and kill anyone you see. And this is how...
Yeah, because that's just what they can do, because they're just so far ahead. They walk as 5 into the jungle, they control the vision, they control everything in that quadrant. They see someone that shouldn't be there, they're just going to collapse on them, they're just going to kill them.
Exactly. And that's how you choke out vision, that's how you take control of quadrants. And at this point, they're kind of styling.
Shen Ultimate's going to come down onto Laser King as Gin dives deep with the dominance on Renekton here. He's going to be focused really hard, 4-man onto him, but he looks to the flash onto the Jinx here. He's going to be Zillion ulted and Galli ulted. He's going to have so much healing from his Q and the Fury Q.
Oh my goodness, Jin on the Renekton there.
And the slows from Zillion are just going to make the the team from York University is so slow. And Chicken Delivery running for his life, but the Zillion Bomb is ticking.
Oh my. Why take Soul when you could just end the game by rushing tower? Eyes on Renekton in this fight here. Look, he flashes W. He gets the Zillion ult on him and the Galio ult, but does not even die. The healing, the empowered Q, the rage, and bang. Bang. They just bodied them. Nexus goes down. It's 1-0, 16-2. They could have had Soul, they could have had Elder, but they just killed them all and took base instead.